self-styled environmentalist Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle have touched down in Canada via, you've guessed it, a gas-guzzling private jet. Harry and Meghan landed in Vancouver for just half an hour before taking off again to fly to Victoria, a journey that's the equivalent of flying from London to Reading. Despite the Duke declaring on the couple's brand new website that he's an environmental campaigner, the pampered prince just can't seem to quit his penchant for private jets. The couple have made the 2-hour flight from Santa Barbara to Vancouver to celebrate the one-year countdown until the 2025 Invictus Games. Meanwhile, back home, his ever-dutiful dad, King Charles, was spotted arriving back in London yesterday. It's believed to continue his cancer treatment. And, of course, by his side was Queen Camilla, who continued her royal duties today while visiting an art studio in West London. The rich people and apparently morally superior brigade using private jets, that's another one of those things I can't believe gets a free pass. I mean, we have a little moan and go, oh, that's outrageous. You know, you said the very opposite, and now you're using one. But actually, it's another thing we should dwell on forever, frankly. I mean, it doesn't really come
but they
anymore.
never stop. So,
I mean,
so what are we supposed to actually do?
Profound hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's right at the very root of the very problem they are purporting to be concerned about, but actually, not us, Governor, we'll just get on the private jet.
I mean, 2 hours is quite a long distance. I mean, if it's a 2-hour flight, right? I'm not forgiving the one from wherever, London to Reading equivalent, but a 2-hour flight is a long old way. So it's not something you could cycle, for example.
No, but you could take a commercial aircraft, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could
rather than a private jet, which his mate lent him. I mean, honestly, the hypocrisy with these two is never-ending. And I just wish he'd stick to the Invictus Games, which I think he does very well. But, you know, JJ, you're scowling at me again.
No, I can't defend Harry on this one. I guess he shouldn't be taking private jets if he's going to be saying he's a environmental campaigner.
Exactly.
Go hand in hand.
I think they just get sucked into it. You know, it is so nice being on private jets that going back to normal life is just too much for them.
So that's why I said yesterday, I think, I wish he would move to Canada, because when you live in LA, which I have done, it's not real. So it all seems quite normal, you know, it's a bubble. Everyone has a private jet, that's what you do, right? But if you go to Canada, which is far more like us, maybe that's the grounding they need, and he'll realise actually what his raison d'etre is.
I think that's sensible. And also, of course, they're at this stage where they've just done their 3 new websites, you know, the Archwell Productions and the Archwell and the Sussex.com. Meghan's just announced her new podcast, and I think that's going to be fascinating, but a new podcast series, because I mean, JJ, I'd be interested to know, I suspect that they've had to go for this much, much smaller platform, Lemonada, that she's gone for, because she's sort of run out of A-list guests for, you know, because the Archetypes podcast, as we've discussed, it did do well. It wasn't to everybody's taste. Certainly a lot of people around here found it, you know, way too touchy-feely Californian hippy-dippy woo-woo and all the rest of it. But it did OK. But I just wonder whether she's plundered her address book now and that there isn't that much more to give. Do you know what I mean? Of those celebs. And then we had all these rumours about Paramount, that, remember, they went to the Bob Marley, they being Harry and Meghan, went to the Bob Marley premiere in Jamaica, and they were flown there in the private jet of president of Paramount. Then they went to Vegas, and he went to Vegas and he gave this awards, and everyone's like, what's this all about? The chap from Paramount was integral in that as well. And I just wonder if they're building up to signing another deal with Paramount, and that, you know, so what I'm thinking is, probably do some deals on these private jets, don't you?
Oh, I'm sure that's true.
If you believe shows like Succession, this is where the deals get made.
Yeah, Paramount launched their new online Paramount Plus platform not so long ago. They've got bags and bags of money, so they're a good company to get in with early doors. I think her going to Lemonada, whatever it's called, smaller company, she'll have more control herself this time.
Lemonade.
Lemonade. I don't think she's necessarily run out of celebrity guests yet. I think she just wants to have more control.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think she has to guess it where she could, actually.